For the moment of silence. Please stand for the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Good morning, Texans. We hope you all had a good break. We have a highlight on a group of dedicated students who worked over Christmas to participate in a holiday show that told the story of Christmas and what it commemorates.
Plus, Northwest has an adorable new addition to its family, and we had the full story on our new furry friend's purpose for coming to our school.
All this and more coming up. I'm Lauren Goad.
And I'm Raydon Raybear, and NHSTV Live starts right now.
The threat of a total government shutdown has been looming since before the holiday break and following the partial shutdown on December 22nd. The tensions have only grown. President Trump has been clashing with the newly Democratic House of Representatives over federal funding for the wall at the U.S.-Mexican border, with the House not giving in to the president's demands. President Trump has discussed with reporters how long the partial shutdown could last. The president will give an in-depth explanation of the shutdown and the border situation during a special public briefing from the Oval Office tonight at 8 p.m., so be sure to tune in if you'd like more information.
Over winter break, some of our theater students got the chance to participate in the Christmas show at Grace Fellowship Church. Between the lights, the singing, and the acting, the show went beautifully. They even had real animals like a donkey named Pedro and a baby goat who stole the show. They told the story of Joseph and Mary traveling to the manger with a real baby playing as Jesus. Overall, we are proud of our theater kids and their willingness to work even over the break. If you would like to watch the full service and watch our fellow students on stage, you can visit the website at the bottom of your screen and click the service titled The Light.
Losing your sight is a difficult challenge to overcome. However, one teacher on campus is showing us how he's doing just that. NHSTV reporter Gabe Tinajero has the story.
Recently, one of Northwest's best English teachers, Mr. Eisen, has gained an adorable addition to his classroom and everyday life. His name is Isaac, the leader dog. Because of his condition, retinitis pigmentosa, he is slowly losing vision in both of his eyes.
It can be like tunnel vision, where it comes in and then constricts towards the center, or it could just be kind of splotches of blind spots. But eventually, in only about 1% of the cases do you totally lose all your vision, you go totally blind, but eventually it just continues to cloud and crowd until there's no usable vision left.
With this genetic mutation, Mr. Eisen has had to leave behind a lot of hobbies and tasks that affect his everyday life, including driving. Despite these major drawbacks, he has put a positive spin on the situation, using his disability as a way to help others.
So I no longer drive. I quit driving August 14th, 2016. So of course that limits everywhere how easily I can get somewhere, the cost of getting places. And for me specifically, as a single parent, that put an extra burden on there, because now trying to take 3 children and get somewhere without being able to drive yourself made it all the more complicated. After school activities, all of those things. Because I have a significant disability, and so for some reason we're drawn to that, and other people will listen because they'll think, okay, if he can deal with that, then maybe I can deal with my my depression or my anxiety or my my asthma or whatever it is, right? So it also provides that platform where I have a little more ability to speak into somebody, because I'm not seen as untouchable and that I don't have any issues.
Since Isaac is a leader dog, most of his time here at Northwest High School, he will be working by Mr. Eisen's side at all times. This means we all should show respect and not distract him while on duty.
the best way that students or anybody should respond when they see a service dog, especially a leader dog. Let's specifically dog for somebody who has a visual impairment. Let's talk about that. Number one, I would say you don't want to interact with the dog. So approach it like this. You can look, but you can't touch, right? You can admire the dog for being a nice looking animal, but you don't want to touch because the dog's responsibility is to lead that other person. So if you're distracting, if you're getting in the way of the dog, now can't do his or her job. So imagine it like a car. You don't jump out in front of a car just because you think it's a nice looking car, right? So it's the same thing with the dog. You have to let the dog do his or her job at that time.
Isaac and Mr. Eisen plan to have an amazing school year, and Mr. Eisen hopes that with Isaac's help, he will be able to do more around the classroom and build a strong bond for many years to come. From NHSTV, this was Gabe Tinajero.
Thank you, Gabe. And I managed to bring Mr. Eisen and his dog Isaac in studio. So, what exactly is your visual impairment?
Well, thanks, Clover and the NHSTV team for bringing me on. The visual impairment is called retinitis pigmentosa, and as I tried to indicate in the video earlier, it's your first symptom is low light vision, loss of vision at night or in the dark, and then second is just loss of peripheral vision, and so that's what's currently occurring with me.
So, how does the dog help, and what motioned you to get the dog?
Well, what motioned me was just incidents of running into, maybe people walking in
like
certain
in the
areas,
halls.
or
Okay.
and more often than not, just movable objects or something like that, and then knowing that I needed some assistance and that the dog was much more palatable than, let's say, a cane. The dog can lead me around objects and things of that nature.
So how has everyone adjusted to the dog, specifically you two?
Okay, so far everybody has responded really well. My kids love it. It's just like an additional pet in the home. The students of school have been really diligent about giving him his space and me my space, but have just just people love dogs.
Yes.
For myself, it's been a little more difficult because it's a day-to-day relationship that we're building, right? But typically it takes about 6 months to a year to build that relationship, and that's what we're working on right now.
So have you been anywhere with him, not just school, but?
Yeah, I have. So our first actual trip together was through the airport and getting on an airplane and then taking an Uber ride, and then over Christmas break we went out to the Grapevine Mills Mall, and that was kind of eye-opening and helpful for me because it's been about 4 years since I could do that on my own with all the cross traffic. There's no good traffic pattern, and he did a really good job of leading me through there and avoiding the distractions. So we've done quite a bit so far,
Well, that's exciting. Thank you so much for coming in, and we'll see Isaac around the halls, huh?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. So moving over into the world of sports, Shelby has all you need to know. Shelby?
That's right, Clover. It has been a super busy break for the Northwest student athletes as they've worked diligently to stay in shape and beat their opponents. Our basketball teams have had multiple games over break, and on Friday, our girls would unfortunately lose to their game against the Colony, and our boys would win 58-55. Both teams will play tonight as they take on the Braswell Bengals. Girls will play at 6 and the boys will play at 7. Everyone make sure to wish these players good luck. In professional sports, the Dallas Cowboys took on the Seattle Seahawks in Arlington on Saturday night for the NFC wildcard game. In the first quarter, the Cowboys were the only team to score as Sebastian Janikowski kicked the field goal and the defense shut down almost all of the Seahawks' plays, leaving the score 3-0. As the game continued, the Seahawks would continue to fight and would score one touchdown. However, the Cowboys would also score, ending the half 10-6. In the second half, both teams came out determined. The Seattle Seahawks refused to give up and would score 8 points in both the third and the fourth quarters. The Cowboys, however, would claim their victory title after scoring 14 points in the fourth quarter, ending the game 24-22. The Cowboys will advance to the division game where they will play against the Rams on Sunday night at 7:15.
That looked like a really intense game.
It was. There was a lot of screaming at my house, and mostly me, but that's okay.
Are you guys Cowboys or Seahawks fans?
I don't have a preference.
I'm not that big of a Cowboys fan. I just really did not want the Seahawks to win. And they didn't, so that's okay. That's good.
Well, Texans on Main Street returns tomorrow, and you won't want to miss it.
Have a great day, Texans. This has been NHSTV Live.